And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, ImperialDane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. Yes, indeed, here today, to you, a 1 vs 1 on Angoville. Yes, indeed, Angoville again. And it's going to be one of my games. Hadn't really had any sort of high quality games. I've seemed to have used them all, and some of them the rest I'm not sure which one I'm actually supposed to use for Monday Novice Fight. And of course, at the same time, reached just 1200 subscribers, so again, the second game for today. And yes, I should have casted the second one tomorrow, but sometimes things don't always work out like you want. But anyways, 2 games today. Second one might also be one of mine if I don't really get anything in the meanwhile. So we'll see. Of course, we've got a brilliant allied game. If not, well, there we go. But I'm rather hoping for an allied game to sort of mix up things. If not, well, I'll try and get one myself. But here we go, a 1 vs 1 on Angoville. Who shall be fanning? Well, we've sort of already spoiled that a bit, Myself, ImperialDane, fighting for the 352nd Grenadier Division, going up against RommelsRebirth, rank 12 American commander. Yes, indeed, not high, but still, he's certainly got the grips, the moves. Not like Mick Jagger, though. And in fact, let's get right down to it. Right, a bit of laxity right there. Wehrmacht quarters going up. Pioneer team number 2 on the way. And there we go, barracks going up for the American commander. No 4 engineer start for him, or no 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 engineer starts, although that would be pretty much insane. Second engineer team is ready to fight for Uncle Sam, and of course, who did the American fight for? Well, let's just say the 1st Infantry Division, let's be nice. Pioneers heading northwards, while the others are still putting up the Wehrmacht quarters. Volksgrenadier is probably going to be the first unit up. There we go. Laying down a bit of barbed wire here to sort of prevent this house from sort of getting taken up, and thus anyone covering this point, making it a lot harder for you to actually do anything about it, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. Engineers marching southwards, awfully close. Then, of course, right here, I sort of get a bit curious, has he gone for 4 engineers? Because, he's being awfully aggressive with his engineers, which either means, of course, he has a lot, or he's got something in mind, and he's going straight for several strategic points, and he's probably in both cases trying to go for the high fuel points as swiftly as possible. First Volksgrenadier team is ready, yes indeed. But why going up, thus meaning this spot is rather secure. There's no Americans going to be running into this house, at least not right away. Of course, there's going to be a bit more right there, because they can also slip through there if they can get away with it. And for some reason, they go straight for this strategic point. I'm not entirely sure, in fact, why this is. First Rifleman team has arrived. Engineers going down, in fact, getting shot up in a manner most nasty and horrific. I suppose one goes down. In fact, wounded, crying perhaps a bit. Volksgrenadier is continuing here, perhaps figuring this might be the next engagement. No, Rifleman in fact flanking around here, perhaps hoping to catch my Volksgrenadiers from a rear angle. But no, my Volksgrenadiers are not the lazy type. They move on, put down a bit of sandbags, and then proceed to get ready to fight here. But apparently, he's going straight for this point again, and I should be able to see this in your fog of war. Oh wait, something's going on there. I'd best react. Of course, these are riflemen. Of course, they can do such fast. And of course, be ready. But I do have an ace up my sleeve. Yes, indeed. Schwimmwagen. I'm experimenting a bit with the Schwimmwagen. A bit more maneuverable than the bike. Yes, also more expensive, but also tougher. And there we go. Volksgrenadiers from one side and Schwimmwagen from the other side. Of course, this gives me early firepower advantage, since not only do I have a Volksgrenadier team, I also have the Schwimmwagen's MG, which can also do a bit. And the riflemen are, in fact, taking quite a bit of damage, while my troops are not quite as much. In fact, they seem to be focused mostly on the Schwimmwagen. There we go. 3 men down for the riflemen, and no losses for the Wehrmacht. Schwimmwagen advances, moving up to support once more, providing a bit once more, light machine gun fire. Pioneers ready to sort of repair the Schwimmwagen for any sort of light damage it might have taken. There we go. Moving up once more, and once more getting the firepower advantage against the riflemen. Schwimmwagen and rifles. Another team of Volksgrenadiers arriving. And again, the riflemen are taking a bit of damage, although in this case I do try to sort of think, because I'm figuring he's not focused firing, which means his riflemen might be tempted to open up on the Pioneers, thus splitting away the fire from my other troops, the ones I'd rather keep alive as long as possible. So there we go, further heavy losses, and finally a Volksgrenadier goes down after so much fighting. But again, I'd certainly say that was a nice little fight. And of course, with this force I push onwards. There's a bit of going on right here. Engineers, though, are for some reason pulling away from the Pioneers. The Pioneers being too awesome, I suppose. MG42 might soon be on the way. There we go. Yes, indeed. From the American, we are so far just seeing, you know, lots of riflemen, no indicator of anything else. So, of course, it is a bit hard to gauge what he's going up to. Cutting perhaps the wire there and heading through here, trying to lay down some mines there, but of course being interrupted by the rifleman. Might as well cancel that. No point in hanging about. Rifleman sort of mucking about, and it looks like he might be going for this cutoff point. Of course, there's not a lot there. Of course, at the same time, I'm going for his cutoff point. Cutoff, cutoff, cutoff. Yes, indeed. And we are seeing a medic station right at the entrance to the base. This is certainly a bit rare, but at the same time, this, of course, might be a sort of calculation from him figuring, well, there's probably going to be a lot of fighting right within those areas. Schwimmwagen and Volksgrenadier is hunting down the rifle. In fact, the Schwimmwagen gets one right there. 2 kills already. And, of course, what do I do here? Well, I rather realize there's not an awful lot of windows here, so I just basically lay down sandbags, and then I use the advantage I can have, in fact, right there. Again, and not a lot of windows, and even there is, you know, sandbags. Well, there's also some of the windows here that can provide firing away. And, of course, but a lot of Volksgrenadiers now, of course, he's getting more riflemen. At the same time, though, there's only that much, you know, you can get out of those riflemen inside a building. So there's, in fact, limited firepower from all those riflemen within that building. This is, in fact, a pretty good situation for me. I can get maximum fire upon him. He can't on me. MG42 trying to sort of deal with some riflemen here. Pioneers trying to pull away. Sort of trying to lure the riflemen into the MG42 at the same time, though. Don't keep an eye on them. And the Pioneers go down. In the meanwhile, one rifleman team, in fact, was just slaughtered here, trying to get away. There we go, in fact. Rifleman team trying to go away. And then getting gunned down in a manner most horrific and nasty. And the fight continuing here. Going for blitzkrieg, hoping for some assault, hoping to perhaps lure up those Americans, but sadly I fear, down another man, and he escapes right in the time, and of course that's 50 munitions wasted. There we go, rifleman running away, again taking some losses. Wait, perhaps not. And rifleman getting stopped by the MG42, going for this cut-off point with the engineers. Laying down some mines right there as well, good movements of mining, you know. Not bad, not bad at all. Moving in to secure what I can from here and trying to get those medics so they don't pull in the wounded. And a fresh rifleman team. Which in fact means he still has only 3 teams. More or less. Oh wait. Could it be less? No, it's 3 teams. And much more, and in this case sort of dodging the Schwimmwagen and Volksgrenadier combo, having already realized with only 1 rifleman team he's going to be outgunned and, well, pretty dead within seconds. At the same time, you know, I haven't seen any Browning automatic rifles or anything, so I'm of course going for, well, I need a Pak 38 in case he gets an M8 or something other in a vehicular nasty manner. And he is slowly advancing, laying down mines again, you know. Good use of mine to sort of protect against any naughty Wehrmacht advances from the 352nd. Engineers pushing through here. MG42 trying to cover here. Of course, it's a rather exposed position. I'm not entirely keen on it. And in this case, of course, I'm rather realizing this is also a pretty exposed position. I perhaps might want to consider pulling back to a slightly more safe position, at least, you know, until I can get things reorganized. And engineers flanking the MG42 turning around. Of course, this is a rather silly trick by me. And of course, I should have expected some riflemen moving in flank. In fact, I was, but you know, there we go. And of course, this is rather meaning. Currently, I'm, well, crumpling on all flanks pretty swiftly, and I rather need to sort of evaluate my strategy. What do I want to do? In this case, of course, I'm rather figuring also because, well, in case he's getting an M8, this is not going to be the best position, you know. Lots of things that can block the line of fire of my Pak 38. This is pretty bad Pak country. So, of course, the bloody question becomes then, well, what do you do, Mr. Dane? Well, you shift. Again, I shift towards the more open countries, the more Pak favorable countries, the more MG42 favorable countries. In fact, also getting some Grenadier teams. Still, I'm not seeing anything. In fact, he might, in fact, be at this stage getting the Browning automatic rifles. That is, in fact, rather delayed, I think. Because, again, I mean, I've got all that. And, you know, all he got was, well, pretty much, you know, 4 riflemen. So he's... That, of course, also has something to do with the fact that I'm able to keep him pretty heavy on losses, you know, constantly killing his riflemen. And draining him of manpower, while of course at the same time, you know, I haven't suffered so badly. Again, the manpower war, the rate of attrition is very important in such matters. And there we go, BAR's ready. Grenadiers moving in. More solid troops of the 352nd, not these sort of ersatz troops pull in from nearby. Luftwaffe, Kriegsmarine. What else that could be sort of scrounged up, although these troops need to pull away. And Riflemen hitting a mine, but then I also realize my pioneers are not going to be able to do much against those. Volksgrenadiers might move in though. And there might also be some more Grenadiers on the way. In fact, there we go. And Grenadiers with support of the Schwimmwagen move in. Schwimmwagen continuing to provide light fire support, thus giving me the advantage. Riflemen running away in the face of the evil Grenadier Schwimmwagen combo. And Engineers trying to lay down mines. In fact, they're laying down mines, but besides the next point of sandbags, that's not an entirely bad idea. Of course, I only see this, but I figure, well, they might be ready. So what do? Well, I lob a grenade at it, because again, that's one way to do it. It's a bit expensive, but well, that was a bit of waste. Then again, he might not have cancelled it, so at least clear that out. Munitions. Volksgrenadiers and Riflemen facing off here. Riflemen taking some losses, and there we go. Full retreat. Taking further losses by the evil Volksgrenadiere. And further Grenadiers, thus giving me a 4 infantrymen advantage. And we are seeing a supply it up as good. I mean, good supply at, decreases upkeep, helps him in the longer term. And of course, he does have the medic station. Then again, only 1 wounded man pulled in so far. Not the best. Trier Center at the same time. Good show there, RommelsRebirth, although a bit odd for an American to sort of be RommelsRebirth. That's... I can't help but feel that might be, a sort of conflict in interests. Mines going down there, I mean, no reason not to use mines yourself. But several Grenadiers now ready, using them to sort of keep taking the point until the Pioneers can sort of free them up. Might get ready to sort of advance through up here, and once more go for the cutoff point, once more deny them tasty munitions. Volksgrenadiers going into a bit of harassment, and the Pioneers very close to hitting a mine, but yet not managing it. And at the same time, Sonderkraftfahrzeugs von 51, Schützenpanzerwagen ready. Probably from some training unit, I suppose. Was scrounged up. 352nd actually didn't, and there we go. Grenadiers hit a mine, but no one actually dies. That's quite fortunate for me, I suppose. And of course the other Grenadiers also hit a mines. In fact, 2 mines hit, pretty much the same assault. No death, just a lot of wounded, and Pioneers also pulling back. Perhaps might want to consider laying down another mine. Hoping perhaps the Americans are a bit delayed, seizing points, getting caught up by the shinies. But apparently not. They go straight for the mate, and at the same time Riflemen flanking through here. In fact, a lot of Engineers also moving in. Interesting enough, no one with flamethrowers, and there we go. Riflemen hitting a mine. Pinned, and not looking too happy about that. Volksgrenadiers moving in. Grenadiers taking a point. Pioneers under fire as well there. Grenadiers slowly pulling back, hoping to draw things into there. Half-track not manned though. Grenadiers moving forwards. Volksgrenadiers forcing away the Riflemen. In fact, Riflemen are in the full retreat. My goodness. The rest are sort of reinforcing Grenadier at the same time. Salt Face and a Sturmarmer. In fact, oh dear, it's actually time to have a look at RommelsRebirth. No doctrine as of yet. Of course, I've gone Blitzkrieg. Riflemen under heavy fire from Grenadiers and the Schwimmwagen. 3 kills so far. And there we go, Riflemen running away. But then again, considering all the men it's probably saved, I think it's certainly earned itself in. And some Volksgrenadiers moving in to support the second team. Only a few Engineers left behind. Riflemen apparently managed to hit another mine on the way back. So not looking too good. At the same time, he does have a motor pool up. He does have an anti-tank gun. Yes, indeed. Good old British design. Yes, indeed. The 57mm anti-tank gun was a British design anti-tank gun. And the Americans pretty much copied it when they realized they didn't have anything in that sort of range. Fun fact. But pushing through here again, one of the things you get to remember, even if you're playing the Wehrmacht, the sort of more defensive advantage factions, you still have to be aggressive, you still have to push on, even when it means Volksgrenadiers, in this case, running straight into a mine again. In fact, he's very good with the mines, but he certainly could be losing munitions a lot more. Again, he could be using flamethrowers, and there we go. A second medic station. He's really banging on those medics to really help him through. I mean, not a bad idea, but, he could have perhaps placed the first one a bit closer. Perhaps, there, in fact, or perhaps there. And there we go. More mines. He's really, getting ready for something nasty happening to him. Me rushing forwards, and lots of mines there. Riflemen trying to flank. We're getting stopped by the MG42 Grenadiers with Panzer ready. Again, I'm sort of cautiously expecting some sort of armor being used against me, but it has yet to sort of appear. Riflemen getting gunned down. Schwimmwagen, half-track, Grenadiers, everything just opening up. sort of reversing into it. Yes, fear my rear. Which also rhymes, by the way. Engineers charging at the awfully wounded Volksgrenadiers. One goes down. The others rather realizing they're able to face the threat of the mighty engineers with the grease guns. They rather beat a hasty retreat. Sturm Armory might be brewing up something. Could be a Sturmgeschütz. Could be a Puma. Could be an officer. And a medic goes down. Oh my goodness. Anti-tank gun opens up, and I rather realize, of course, this is my cue to get my vehicles out of that area. And of course, perhaps, you know, to shift towards that. And again, lots of mines. I mean, he's really gotten that together. You know, that's not bad at all. At the same time, preparing myself for a swift counterattack. Also equipping my engineers with, my pioneers with minesweepers in this case. Also a bit of manpower being floated, but apparently he's got no ideas with it. No supply and upgrades either. And of course, using the Sturmgeschütz as a battering ram, crashing through the wall. Surprise! Hello, Überraschung, as the Germans might say. And Volksgrenadiers moving in to support the assault. Sturmgeschütz providing, of course, the more firepower. And there we go, assault on the riflemen. Another assault going on here. Just good assault grenades right there. Killing a few right, leaving the others stunned and wounded. And there we go, riflemen once more getting suppressed. Hit by lots of machine gun fire from the MG, from the Wehrmacht, from the half-track. Grenadiers also firing away, even grenading them. Riflemen are just getting punished right there out in the open. Still no doctrine though, and again, floating an awful lot of manpower at this stage, you know. Engineers laying down mines, although in this case I do spot it. Armored car ready. Could, you know, be used to sort of quickly patch together this flank. And there we go, Sonderkraftfahrzeugwagen 34. Schwerer Panzer-Spähwagen moving in. Armored car opening up on the riflemen, gunning them down. Engineers moving in to pick up the wood, and of course I'm sort of trying to get as many medics before they do anything nasty. Pushing through here, and of course realizing perhaps, you know, I might want to take care of those silly mines first, you know, let the infantry perhaps, you know, deal with the rest, or at least, you know, allow them to move in safely. Sturmgeschütz advances up as well. And I do believe it's time for the mid-game analysis. Yes, indeed. I mean, what is our American friend situation? Well, floating a bit of, you know, resources could be used for an upgrade, could be used for some doctrinal infantry or something else. I mean, plenty of good options there. Very good options, in fact. Of course, he does have some infantry. Of course, he does have the medic stations, but he's not quite getting out what he wants from them at the moment. He's certainly getting beaten back a bit at all stages. I mean, he's certainly been, you know, doing well with the mines, but at the same time, there's sort of been something lacking, you know, truly capitalizing on whatever gains he made. And he's certainly, again, floating a bit too many resources, and again, no use of doctrine as of yet. Not quite either. On the other hand, of course, I've sort of been touch and go, you know, and trying to keep things together. Rushing infantry here and there. Armored cars, half-tracks on one side, and some Volksgrenadiers supported by a Stug on the other. With some pioneers, I suppose, as well. So, you know, a bit mixed, and of course, I'm certainly subbing to the mines, but again, you know, I was able to, you know, manage nicely with the Schwimwagen in the beginning. But of course, let's not cut up on that. Of course, I mean, I might, of course, have some things to do. I might want to get a Kampfkraft Center if I can sort of get the manpower for it. I might, of course, also consider getting a mortar, perhaps a Nebelwerfer. You know, a lot of things I could get. And he, of course, could perhaps, you know, consider getting some armor. But again, doctrinal stuff would also be of very great use. But let us return to the fight, shall we? Volksgrenadier is advancing. Stug needs to move up. Up means up. And Volksgrenadier is ridiculously close to setting off a mine. And there we go. Sturmgeschütz might be advancing up to provide a bit of protection. Pioneers advancing as well. Then again, they might also consider retreating. And he's, in fact, going for the tank depot. I wonder whatever she shall be going for. Ever this mystery. Ever the mystery. Yes, indeed. And looks, in fact, like a rifleman team was reformed right there. Good show. A lot of medics, you know, hanging around the different medic stations. Of course, if you have several such buildings, you know, they might congregate around some of them, which, of course, they feel might, you know, be more active. Volksgrenadier is advancing right to car, but running at the same time right into riflemen, holding the best behind some old wooden cart. Not quite the best protection. Anti-tank gun moving up at the same time, sort of alerting me to this, you know, perhaps not being the best spot to advance in either. But at the same time, Granatenwerfer 34 ready. Standard German, well, platoon mortar, I believe, or was it company mortar? Certainly either the level, you know, where it was basically for one company, they had a platoon with those equipped. Whereas with the Americans, they'd have these 60mm, sort of like that, and then the 80 centimeter or 8 centimeters for the Americans was more the battalion level, whereas for that now the Germans had an even heavier mortar. And anti-tank gun under fire, but armored car moving in to support. Rifleman forced away, and there we go. I figure why not be a bit sneaky, you know, lay down some smoke, so, you know, cover any advances on this anti-tank gun, you know, swiftly cleared out. But apparently, of course, it is moving away. Perhaps the smoke sort of gave my intentions away. Armored car van, oh, hitting both mines, killing the crew, but, you know, at the same time, engine is on fire. It's ready for a barbecue. At the same time, rifle moving into flank. Empty half-track moving in to try and protect. Grenadiers also riding. MG42 gunners not looking well. They'll probably be lost. Oh, tragic. Rifleman getting suppressed, though. Grenadiers blasting around. Rifleman are certainly taking some losses. Certainly a nice victory for him. You know, not too heavy losses compared. He got an MG42. I'll certainly have to replace that, I fear. Fighting going on here. Trying to knock out this medic station. And moving in to steal that anti-tank gun. And he's getting a Hellcat. I might not have recommended that, you know. Certainly I have some armor. But then again, you know, a Sherman might also be of help, you know, against all this infantry I have, you know. Anti-tank gun trying to get away. Apparently, it seems to be doing so. Armored car providing some nice covering fire with its auto cannon, having at least being repaired enough. And mortar rounds flying into right cover. And riflemen seeing engineer friends die in front of their eyes as the Stuke and mortar rounds fly amongst them. And 6 kills for this mortar so far. Volkswagen is advancing. And riflemen once more going for the flank, but once more running straight into half-track. And Grenadiers causing them some losses, in particular since they're not even in cover. Grenades getting lobbed, and one goes down. In fact, some get suppressed. And there we go. The charge of the Hellcat, not upgraded. LMG-42 ready for the Grenadiers. Panzerjek hits the Hellcat. Hack-38 getting ready to find support as well. Rifleman running away. M18 blasting away. Panzerjek's missing, and Pack having a bit of trouble actually penetrating. And the half-track goes down most tragically. Hellcat needs to get away, though. Get away, and no such luck. Hellcat is dust. Well, it's scrap, more technically. And another rifleman team is in fact reformed, giving him 6 rifleman teams. That's certainly not bad, although again, he might want to consider, you know, supplier upgrades. Decrease the upkeep, you know. And once more, the advance of the riflemen proceeds. One team a bit more on its own than others. Wehrmacht and Grenadiers holding the line. All the Pioneers moving in to sort of salvage what they can. LMG-42 team forced away, and I'll, well, have to save the day with a Sturmhaubitze. Yes, indeed. Stu-42. Would certainly have the concept of a lot of artillery in some sort of armored vehicle for close support. Taken further by the Sturmpanzer, which one was the Sturmpanzer 4. The Brummbär was equipped with a 105mm, 150mm gun. Pretty nasty if it hit you. Rather than getting blasted to bits, but not by the Stu-42. MG-42 ready, and another rifleman team goes down. A BAR left behind. Rifleman trying to flank in on the MG-42. Wehrmacht awfully damaged, trying to do its best by covering fire, so as the Grenadiers, and the Stu-42 run rifleman goes down. Sticky bombs, in fact, now ready. Seems a bit delayed. In fact, let's go return to me. And another assault going through here. Armored car down. Oh dear. Stuke 4 providing covering fire. Volksgrenadiers, some with MP40, some with assault. And was that another MG-42 going down? No, that in fact got out of there, but those riflemen might in fact not. Nope, they are lost. 2 rifleman teams lost in short succession. Volksgrenadiers fighting a desperate fight as they're getting surrounded by riflemen. Although apparently no grenades, much to the glee of the Volksgrenadiers, were now retreating though, leaving behind only the Stuke to fend for itself. But no, reinforcements are coming in. Grenadiers with an MG-42 and Pioneers and the mortar. Yes indeed, Stuke sort of just trying to get away, but no, getting covered in dirty socks. But crushing the engineers who apparently find candy beneath its treads. Firing away, and there we go. Rifleman trying to crew the gun, in fact get killed. Well, nice shot right there. Stuke commander. And Grenadiers opening up with an MG-42. Cutting down one Grenadier. And the Rifleman forced away. Stu-42 now salvaging in once more to save the other day. Another medic station up right there. In fact, he certainly does not give up. But nor do I. Nor do I. And another heavy armored car to replace the one lost in the fighting. Western flank looking pretty weak, but then again so is our American friend, and I certainly again do not agree with that Hellcat. The Sherman might have been better. And just trying to deal with this anti-tank and using my Stu, you know, don't want my American opponent picking it up and using it against me. That would be less than advantageous. And there we go, Rifleman putting through in the west. Still having dreams of dominion through there. Volkswagen is an MG42 moving in. Grenadiers holding what they can, but forced away. And Rifleman getting stopped by the MG42. Volkswagen is holding the other flank, and an assault goes in. Assault goes in, and a strafing run, but of course due to assault, the Volksgrenadiers do not care about petty things like getting suppressed by a strafing run. They do not care about city allied airplanes, they care only about lobbing as many grenades at the Americans, stunning and killing them, forcing them, this in fact entire assault away, despite, you know, this use of a strafing run. It did not go their way, but now moving through here perhaps, no? Trying to flank through here once more it seems. Once more reinforcing troops, armored car again ready there. Could, you know, move in to support, but apparently might have forgotten about it. Blowing away the old pickup truck. This position still holding. Not a lot of victory points for American friend. MG42, oh dear, outmanned, outgunned. Armored car doing its best, and Flaps also working against me. No idea why Flaps decides to be so tiresome today. But let us try again. Pack 38, now also in trouble. This is looking rather disastrous on the western front. I'll have to quickly counterattack to minimize the damage. Grenadiers, Stu 42, armored car, everything moving in. Being behind only some pioneers, Grenadiers, and the Stu 4. Anti-tank on ready, armored car blasting away. Grenadiers moving in, Volksgrenadiers also moving in. Stu 42 opening up, MG42 recruit as well. Oh dear. This could end up very badly for me. Thankfully the Stu 42 clears out the anti-tank gun. And another strafing run pinning down all of my troops again. And Americans running away. Armored car perhaps hoping to get that MG42, which those dastardly Americans stole away with, but no such luck. And really you can see he's sort of being really shattered at this stage, you know, sending out only a few men teams right into whatever could be waiting for him, the jaws of the Wehrmacht. Still no Kampfkraft center up for me though at this stage, though I'm still holding on pretty well despite it, you know, having caused enough losses to the Americans to really keep it in my fate. And clearly he's getting something on the way from the tank depot. What is that? Another Hellcat. Oh dear. And this mortar might be in a bit of trouble, you know. Goliath on the way though. Figured I might use some of all that munitions for some nice Goliathing. And the mortar is not in a good position. Mortar in fact getting murdered. And the Goliath trundles forward a small demolition charge. It'll also be used as a weapon. And Rifleman trying to get away in the face of the Goliath. 3 down, the rest suppressed. Full grenades and grenades advancing, some with automatics weapons, so in fact with assault ready, lots of grenades being loaded on. Full grenades with MP40s and grenades, stealing with the Rifleman, the Grenadiers with the BAR, and there we go, Rifleman in fact running away. All of them running away, bunker going up there to provide some defenses, you know, figured an MG bunker just in case. It would be very sad to lose at this stage, I figured. So a bit of defense is good, perhaps, you know, help. But not managing anything there, and of course the Veteran C2 for the... The Veteran C2 for the Rifleman actually protecting them even further for the NMG42. That's a bit the problem again. I mean, as the Riflemen get more and more veteran, what little accuracy it has, you know, at the ranges, it gets, you know, even worse and can barely hit anything. That's, you know, the thing that bothers me a bit. But, you know, most of the victory points are in the hands of the Wehrmacht. Victory point here being seized again. Doing my best to sort of keep the Riflemen away from here. Only 2 points left. 1 point, and the other one rendered neutral, and... There we go, a victory for the 352nd Grenadier Division in the face of the 1st Infantry Division. Despite the best efforts, I was able to sort of gain the advantage early on, and of course, what can we learn from this? I mean, again, you know, sometimes you just try something different. Of course, here the sort of idea was, you know, what happens if I provide some earlier fire support form of Volksgrenadiers, thus giving me the early firepower advantage against any rifleman team? And of course, that rather resulted in me, you know, killing quite a few riflemen with only one Volksgrenadier lost. That was, you know, pretty good, and I was sort of able to keep that up. You know, good use of sandbags here and there, and of course we also saw some pretty good use of mines. That's, you know, again, very good to see, very nice to see, in fact. Less good, you know, was the use of a Hellcat. You know when to get what. In this case, you know, I think a German might have been a better choice, would have been better against all those Grenadiers. But again, good use of mining, good use of medic stations, although he could have placed this one a bit more forward. No supplied upgrades still. Trier Center. He certainly had something, you know, a bit more going for him than most other American players I see do. So jolly good there. Of course, I could have used a Kampfkraft Center, perhaps an officer, and well, I was in this case, of course, also saying manpower for the Tiger. And of course, also one thing to learn, you know, sometimes you need to sort of evaluate, well, what's the chances of me holding this area versus the chances of me holding this area, and then sort of you figure, well, if I can't hold this, I might as well do my best to hold the other bit. That's again, it's also sort of the priorities you have to make during a fight. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is ImperialDane saying cheers, and look forward to game number 2 to celebrate all those 1200 subscribers. Hooray!